welcome to Wellbeing Café. Thank you so much for joining today. Today is day 7 of our 30-day challenge in the Learn variation of the Life series. Learn, integrate, flow, and explore. If you are interested in any of our later series, stay tuned for February, March, and April. Today we will have a recovery class to help us gently stretch out the muscles that we've used this week. For today's class, you may want to have a blanket, a pillow or a bolster, and 2 blocks, but know that if you do not have any of these props, you can also do this class without props. We'll go ahead and get started. Nice tall spine. Come into a comfortable seat and close down the eyes. We'll begin with 3-part breath, where we inhale into the belly, the ribs, and then the collarbones, and we exhale from the collarbones all the way down to the belly. 1 breath to clear out the system. Deep inhale and exhale. Inhale into the belly, ribs, collarbones. Exhale, collarbones, ribs, belly. Inhale, belly, ribs, collarbones. Exhale, collarbones, ribs, belly. 3 more breaths at your own pace. Take it as slowly or as quickly as you would like. And once you're ready, slowly make your way into tabletop position, with wrists underneath the shoulders and knees underneath the hips. Bring the knees out wide, the big toes come to touch, and lower the hips down to the heels. Walk the hands forward and lower the chest towards the ground for child's pose. An option here as well to keep the knees together if this feels better in your lower back. And an additional option to bring your pillow or bolster underneath your chest for extra support. Allow yourself to relax here and feel the gentle lengthening of the spine, the opening of the hips. Notice which areas feel tight and send your breath to those areas. We have 2 options for our next pose. The first is to rise up to tabletop and come into cow pose by lowering the belly and raising the gaze. And the second one is to come into Sphinx pose by inhaling to gaze between the thumbs and exhale to come forward onto the belly. Gently lift up through the chest and work your elbows underneath your shoulders. Notice here if it would feel better to take the elbows wider to lessen the spinal extension. If you are in Sphinx pose, actively pull your forearms towards your body and open up through the chest. Bring gentle engagement to the glutes to remove stress from the lower back. Breathe deeply into the back line of your body and lower the shoulders away from the ears. And the gaze comes in front of the fingertips. Wherever you are, Deep inhale. And exhale, lower down to the belly if it is comfortable to do so. And shake the hips from side to side. When you're ready, find a static position. And we have a few options for our next pose. The first is to bend through the right leg and reach for the right foot. It may be helpful to have a strap here to pull your foot closer to your glute. This is option 1. The second option is to roll onto one side and use your bicep as a pillow, and to do the quad stretch from here. And the third option is to come to a standing position, maybe using a chair or the wall as support as you stretch your quad. Take your time setting up the pose and allow yourself to relax here. Deep inhale, and exhale, slowly release your foot to the ground with control and switch to the other side. Send breath to your quad and psoas muscle to increase the intensity of the stretch. Engage the glutes and push the hips forward. Deep inhale, and exhale, release with control. Shake the hips from side to side if you're on your belly, and allow the back to relax. When you're ready, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, engage through the core, and lift up into tabletop position. Realign your body with wrists under shoulders and knees under hips. And we'll make our way onto our glutes by bringing our legs to one side and slowly lowering down. Bring your legs to the wide edges of your mat and allow your knees to fall left and then right. The fingertips plant behind the hips and towards the thighs. And bring your legs out wider than your shoulders at the wide edges of your mat. The hands plant behind your hips, maybe with fingertips pointing towards the thighs, and a gentle bend in the elbows. Allow the knees to fall left and then right. When the knees fall down and to the right, allow the gaze to go over the left shoulder and stay here for a moment. Deep inhale. Exhale, return the gaze to center, bring the knees through and to the other side. The gaze goes over top the right shoulder. Deep inhale. Exhale, bring the knees through center, and this time allow them to fall to the right and shift your glutes so that both can touch the ground. For deer pose, notice here if your knees and ankles feel better with the feet closer into the body, Or if it would feel better to bring the legs out slightly more into more of a 90-90 posture. Wherever you are, flex through the toes to protect the knees. If you have a bolster or a pillow, place it in front of your right shin. Inhale, arms overhead, and exhale to fold. Take your time setting up and readjust until the pose is comfortable. In this pose, you may feel a stretch in the right glute, in piriformis area, or in the inner thigh on the left leg, and maybe the lower back as well. As long as the sensations are not painful, they are perfectly fine. Just notice where you feel them in your body. Inhale and exhale, slowly lift up. Walk your hands back towards your torso. Come back on your glutes and plant your hands behind your hips with fingertips pointing towards the hips. Bring the soles of your feet to the ground and windshield wiper the legs left and right. This time, when the knees fall over to the left, adjust on your mat so that both sits bones can touch the ground, and adjust your legs, either bringing them closer to the body or coming into more of a 90-degree angle variation here. Notice what feels best on this side. It may be different than what we had on the right side, and that's perfectly normal. We have many asymmetries in our bodies. And once you feel ready, inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold over top of your pillow or bolster, or reach for the ground. Breathe deeply into your left glute, and notice on this side where you feel the sensations. Deep inhale and exhale, slowly lift out of the pose. Walk your hands back towards your torso and plant your hands behind your hips. Bring the knees back towards the sky and windshield wiper the legs side to side. Once you feel evened out, send your legs out long with a gentle to generous bend in the knees. Shift your glutes so that you can sit on both of the sits bones. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold over top of your legs. And from here, walk your glutes back to your extent of forward fold, allowing for a nice long spine. An option here to bring a pillow or bolster underneath your chest to support the pose. And additionally, prop yourself up with an extra block. You may feel a stretch in the backs of your legs, the calves, hamstrings, and maybe the lower back. Breathe into your legs. If you notice that there's a lot of space in your body, an additional option to bring the legs out wide and to relax your chest between the knees. Wherever you are, ensure that you have at least a micro bend in the knees. Deep inhale. Exhale, slowly lift up and walk your hands back towards your torso. Bring your knees back together. Bend through one knee and then the other. Shift your glutes forward and reach towards the top of the mat. Deep inhale. Exhale, slowly lower down with control all the way to your back. Bring the legs out long. Bring the right foot to the right corner of your mat. An option to bring the left foot right next to the right foot, or to cross the ankles here. The right arm reaches up and over to the right corner of the mat, and the left hand can come over top. And maybe you grab the left wrist with the right hand. Come to your expression of Banana Asana, a nice side body stretch that you may feel from the ankle all the way to the wrist. If your arms become numb or tingly, an option to lift them up on a blanket, pillow, block, or bolster, and to reach for opposite elbow. Allow this to feel good in your body. Slowly release the pose. Return your back to center. The left heel goes towards the left corner of the mat. The right foot can stay directly next to it or cross over top. Left hand to the left corner of the mat. You may shift the shoulders slightly left. And the right hand comes up and over. Maybe the left hand holds on to the right wrist. Come to your extent of Banana Asana on this side. Allow both sits bones to be grounded. And breathe into your side body. Deep inhale, exhale, return to center, slowly walk your shoulders back, and uncross your legs. Hug the knees into the chest and massage out the lower back by rocking side to side. When you're ready, bring the soles of the feet together and the knees out wide. An option to use blocks underneath the thighs for extra support. The feet can come closer to the body to create more intensity, or can go further away. Allow all of your muscles to relax here in supine butterfly pose or Supta Baddha Konasana. The hands can go next to the thighs or can reach overhead to open up through the shoulders. Deep inhale and exhale. Use the hands to support the legs as they come closer together and the feet touch the ground. Hug the knees into the chest. Maybe invite gentle rocks side to side. And when you're ready, extend the legs up towards the ceiling. The hands can come down towards the sides or rest on the belly. And legs up the wall. We are allowing the blood flow to come from our legs and back into our upper body. This is a great posture if you've spent a long day on your feet. And for even more support, you can actually use a wall behind your legs in this pose. It feels pretty nice. Deep inhale. Exhale. Slowly hug the knees into the chest. Squeeze your knees in. Maybe you even lift your head up and bring nose to knees. Hug as tightly as you can. Then send the legs out long and the hands towards the sides. Allow yourself to rest here. Maybe bringing your bolster or pillow underneath your knees. Or a pillow underneath your head. Maybe even a blanket over the entire body. Scan through your body and notice if anything has changed from the beginning of class. Maybe your energy has settled, or there are less areas of tension. In our final resting pose, simply allow yourself to be with no worries about the future or the past. Simply be here in the present moment. Let your body and mind rest. Stay here in Shavasana for as long as you would like. You can pause the video here to extend your time, or begin to invite gentle movements into the fingers and toes. Circle out through the wrists and ankles. Maybe you bring the arms overhead for one last full body stretch, pointing and flexing the toes. Bend through one knee and then the other. And slowly make your way onto one side, using your bicep as a pillow. When you're ready, slowly lift up into a seated position. The eyes can remain heavy. Inhale, arms reach high overhead, palms come to touch. Exhale, lower palms to heart center. And when you're ready, gently blink open the eyes to take in the space around you. Thank you so much for joining for day 7 of our 30-day Learn Challenge while we build foundational strength. If you liked the video and you would like to receive notifications of when we release new ones, please hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, like the video, let us know what you think. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.